Okay, interesting. I clicked on the M key. Have you ever wanted to make Manson yours? Well, now you can with the lovey-dovey Manson DLC. Wash him, feed him, do anything to him that Grandma wouldn't approve of. Available for a limited time only for the cheap price of $69.69. Buy now and we'll even double his amount of existential crises. You'll never regret your life's decisions with this purchase. Please get me out of here. Okay, that's great. That's great. I was told that there were Easter eggs by clicking on the keys, so I'm glad I found one. Anyway, we are back with Object Ward. And oh man, I'm glad to get back into this. So yes, last time we were able to go through Aceveto's route. And this time we are going to try and go down a new route. Who will be? Who knows? So let us load up our main route, since this is when things changed. So last time we went with morning, that's what locked us in Aceveto's route. So this time, let us go with afternoon and see where that takes us. I didn't have the mental capacity for one-on-one morning therapy. I'll push it to the afternoon. As long as I'm not forced to speak during group therapy, I'll somehow manage. We're obligated by law to ask you some personal questions so we can better treat you. Yes. This is lame. Hence why I mentioned it's by law. Yes. This whole scene is great. Your rehabilitation here will officially start tomorrow, but after this you'll be free the rest of the day. Sound good? Alright, today the magical world of therapy began. My first handler would be whoever runs my group therapy, Kent. Bella had woken me up as usual, though her tone sounded most displeased when she noticed I had not showered. Yep. All day today, I've been bounced around like a ping pong ball, though my next target would be dreaded group therapy. I can handle people, but I hate crowds. Bella stood behind me, watching to make sure I'd open the door and come inside. I was nearly blinded by how colorful the room was. Rainbows and drawings of smiling faces were crammed in every corner. Hello there. We meet once again, sir. I'm so glad you were able to join us. A familiar scissor-headed man's blades sparkled as he patted the chair next to him. Well, there were far worse choices of people running therapy. I squinted at Bella, who was already leaving. You're right on time. Give a warm welcome to our newest member, Manson Moss.
Hi, Manson.
Did you have any trouble finding our room?
This is a waste of my time.
Oh, Mr. Moss, don't be like that. You've just arrived here. It gets fun around here, I promise.
Very fun. The apathy in the room couldn't have been more prevalent. Someone here had to liven the place up, and it sure wasn't going to be Scissor Man.
Can you tell us about yourself, please, so everyone here can get to know you better?
I've been told that I give the best head in the state. $20 is $20, no lower. I smiled smugly, watching the group either gasping for fruit, comment, or frowning in disgust. One patient, a dye-headed man that I was rudely acquainted with yesterday, looked like I just murdered his mother.
This isn't the place to say that kind of stuff.
What about $15? Ooh, looky, someone's interested. But it's someone with a literal trash bag for a head. Next. Not in the slightest. You smell as filthy as you look.
That's not very nice, sir. You have to think about other people's feelings. Therapy is a place of understanding.
Yada yada, here comes the "we all care about you" spiel. Do you think if I was kicked out, I wouldn't have to attend any more group therapy? Yeah, he would try. Actually, that wasn't a bad idea. Even if I was transferred to a new group, I could then observe what schedules all the groups had. Furthermore, I could slip out unnoticed at the perfect time with everyone in their respective therapy rooms. If I wasn't caught by the remaining staff, of course.
What about a fun fact about yourself? Surely you've lived an interesting life as a vagrant.
I shoved an iron pipe in my ass once, checking to see if I still could experience pain. As you can clearly see me alive and well, my tetanus shot has not worn off yet. Okay, I never thought I'd see a pair of scissors blush, but here we are. Perfect. I think I'm gonna hurl.
Hey, wait, we're all adults here, but none of us want to hear about your sexual adventures.
I do. I'm liking this guy more by the minute. The nurse tried to wave any chuckles coming from the members of to no avail. How's that for an introduction?
What about this? Why are you here, Manson?
Involuntary confinement because the doctor said I'm fucked up in the mind. Anyone else with me? Kent sighed and pressed the palm against his blades. A couple of people and I raised our hands as laughter rang out through the room. The only one who wasn't participating in the conversation in progress was an oversized man sitting across the circle, towering over everyone in the room. Across the circle, I mean he's right next to you, Manson. He was instead rocking back and forth on a chair, restraining to contain his weight, humming some song. His head, a drawing board. The head was familiar, though this was the first time that I had seen his lower half. He was that titan peeking out that door the other day. His rocking became more erratic once he caught me staring like before, rapid enough to make his chair fall over. The man yelped when his face smacked against the floor. Oh, poor Jones.
Oh, Jones, sweetie, are you okay? Let's get you back up.
Jones, so that was his name. His introduction by Priscilla yesterday was so short that I hardly processed it. Kent ran over and helped Jones back into his chair. There were a few stares, but the room mostly ignored him. Was this a common occurrence? Most likely. While Kent started talking about some happy-go-lucky subject I could care less about, Jones began rocking again. Did he not learn his lesson a couple seconds ago? Dumbass. That's rude.
Okay, everyone. I believe that's all the time we have for today. Please begin forming a single file line.
Already? Quicker than I expected. I glanced back at Jones and Kent. That Jones character, as strange as he was from our two interactions in the hallway in group therapy, was still fascinating to me. And those muscles, they could do a lot of damage, or bend metal. If I form a partnership with him, maybe I could escape by using him. Then again, Kent the nurse was extremely nice, though rather complacent. Perhaps I could convince him to let me sneak out. He does have the same kind of skeleton key like Priscilla's. Forget convincing. Look at his trembling, delicate hands. One gust of wind would have him begging me to take the key. Okay, so this is obviously what's going to lock us into a route. Okay. Follow Jones, follow Kent, or neither. Okay. Out of curiosity, because I do know where each of these are going to lead, I'm going to go with neither. Just because I am curious to see what's going to put us with. No, I'm good enough on my own. I'll walk around, making sense of this place. My biggest priority was for me to understand the ward's layout. I squinted at the bare bones walls. Man, this was hard. How much could I roam around on my own? It seemed the only two colors the ward loved to show off were white and blue, making any identification of where I was beyond difficult. I peered out one of the windows. That was such a large fence surrounding the perimeter. How far does this ward stretch? Dorothy! Hi! Glad to see you're still alive and well. No hard feelings about pushing you out the window like 3 feet to the ground. At least you're alive. That's what matters. You've miraculously survived that. A person passed by me. It wasn't the blue and white colors of staff, though. It was white and pink? Dorothy? Yeah, understandable. Yeah, understandable reaction. She pressed onwards as if she was ignoring me. When I hurled around the corner, she was already gone. Dorothy, come back. I'm sorry for what I did. I thought you were fake. Fine then, her loss. Apologies were a waste of time anyway. I continued where I left off, analyzing my prison-like environment. White and blue, more white and blue, a rat scurrying behind a radiator. I just realized, why doesn't she have a psych ward uniform? Why does she have, like, normal clothes? I'm only just now noticing that. Why does she have normal clothes? Nurse's laughter echoed around the corner. Just my luck, it was only a matter of time until I ran into the staff and was forced to do their bidding. Okay, hide from the nurses or stand still. Look, it was only a matter of time before I ran to the staff and was forced to do it. Let's see, well, if it's the nurses that are coming, it's probably going to be Priscilla. So if I stand still, I might have to deal with Priscilla. But if I duck into the room, Randall? Yeah, that'd be the only guy I haven't run into yet. Randall. Let's test our luck with Priscilla. I like Priscilla. I like Priscilla a lot. Oh, it's Bella. Okay. Before I could turn around or join the rat behind the radiator, Bella stood in front of me. I already know what you're going to say. What are you doing here? It's lunchtime, so please follow me to the common room. Indeed. Yes, I was corrected, by the way. Thugzilla has since corrected me that this isn't the Jam character that he created. And honestly, yeah, in hindsight, yeah, BJ on the back, it means Bara Jam. But, hey, you know what? Close enough. Indeed, I was carted off to the common room, where various patients were sitting in silence or watching TV. There she is. Near the entrance of the room was a syringe-head nurse filing her nails. With my choices being either surrounded by weirdos or being near boobs, I decided to join the all-too-familiar woman. Yeah, fair enough. Well, look what the cat dragged in. By the mangiest one you've ever seen? Couldn't have said it better myself. I sat down next to her to contemplate. Everyone was preoccupied with their own thing, aside from Kent, who was rushing around the room delivering everyone's lunch. Bella was snoozing at her nurse station while a dye and paper bag head were arguing with one another. Slow day, huh? Sometimes it's like that. A sudden thought came to me. What if I use her to escape? Priscilla was a very interesting lady. It was through her clerical dictatorship that I landed in this dump. She was tough, assertive, pretty crude in her speaking. She had all the power while I had none. What could I possibly do? I began to scan her from syringe head to toes. Glittering on her torso is a ring of skeleton keys, the same set she used during our tour. If I obtained the key, I could unlock any area of the ward, including the exit. Soon, I could be home sweet home. I know what you're thinking, hon. Try it with someone else before I stop you. And apparently she was a mind reader. Note to self, add frightening to her list of descriptions. A slow day indeed. So, you come here often? Slowly, my hand snaked under the table towards her keys. I leaned towards her and patted my luscious eyelashes. No, Sugar Plum, today's my first day working here. I'm so lonely and scared. Won't you come comfort me? Only centimeters from my target, my actions were met with a swift heel to the shin. Yeah. Ow! She picked up the keys and wedged them between her bosom. I thought you were smarter than that. You really think others haven't tried the same? If thievery couldn't work, then how about seduction? Oh boy. I could picture the scene, like a role reversal spy movie. I was the sexy bombshell, flirting with the mastermind. First, my curves and dress draw you in, then my alluring charisma cements it. I invite you for a drink, then wham! I discover all your dirty secrets and have you wrapped around my finger. It hurts to be attached, but you would have no choice but to let your love walk free. Even more stupid than my escape idea, I was well aware, but the thought kept nagging me. I considered myself handsome enough. I could use a comb and some more sleep, yes, but Priscilla was going to be mine. She looked like an easy gal if you caught my drift. Bruh. I mean, I get where you're coming from, but bruh. Her needle darted back and forth as if it were an antenna. I'm still watching you, hon. I'd like to see it play out. I blew a raspberry at her. When it was time to return to my room, I started writing down my plan. Day one of Operation Syringe Struck has begun. Priscilla was at the same table as before, this time painting her nails. Her keys were nowhere to be seen. I pulled out an imaginary cigarette, winking. Hey, babe. Your needle is looking extra sharp today. My flirting power should be feared. Any moment she'll be giving me goo-goo eyes. I wish I had this much self-confidence. Her only reaction was to yawn. Not enough then? And baby babe. With a toss of my hair and a shake of my hips, I let out my prettiest smile. I could hear the sexy saxophone music playing already. If you stick with me, I'll always point you in the right direction. I'll never treat you like an object either. You have too sharp of a mind after all. Oh, the puns. Seriously? Could you lay them on any thicker? I worked hard on those puns, okay? Isn't it because you see me with a syringe head? You do realize your puns make absolutely no sense to anyone but yourself, right? Get back here. I haven't finished all my jokes yet. With my face redder than a strawberry, I slumped into my seat. So she likes to play hard to get. I can play that too. Again, I wish I had this man's self-confidence. Day 1, failure. Day 2 of Operation Syringe Struck will commence shortly. I pulled out a pocket watch and swung it in front of her. Where did you even get a pocket watch? Where? Oh my gosh. You are feeling very sleepy. Oh no, it appears I'm being hypnotized. I'll do anything you say, master. To my defeat, she snickered. I think I went blind from my eyes rolling too hard. You'll have to try harder than that, hon. You have a stone-cold heart for resisting my charms. How about 2 pocket watches? 3. Again, where did you get the first one? That's enough. Follow me to the roof. I'm going on my break. Oh, I didn't know we were allowed. Priscilla twirled that blasted ring around her finger. Oh, she married? Is she? I don't see a ring. Not without one of these. Oh, a key ring? Is that what she was talking about? Oh, yes. Oh, she means a key ring then. Okay. I followed the nurse, making sure not to step on precariously placed tarps covering sections of the roof. This roof was the tallest structure by a long shot. Beyond the ward's fence were stretches and stretches of farmland with houses interspersed throughout. After I escaped the ward, it certainly would be a tremendous amount of ground to cover on foot. Priscilla leaned against the fence, stretching her arms out as far as she could, though less flexible than I imagined with her body type. Yeah, fair enough. She pulled out a packet of cigarettes from her purse. You look like the kind that could use one. Don't tell anyone. Thank God. It's been far too long since I had my fix. Without nicotine, I can get rather irritated. That would explain so much. With every breath, I felt my body further relaxing. The spring air felt great to both of us. So why specifically did you bring me here? Just 'cause. Maybe I want to know you more. It's a nice view from the rooftop, surveying the little people and cars below like you're queen of the world. Power complex much? Oh, can it? Believe it or not, I enjoy some quiet time once in a while. I get it. Not like I ever got too much peace and quiet. This view is damn good for a town's loony bin. If you don't tell anyone, I can take you up here for my smoke breaks. It'd be a lot better than being down there in that stuffy place without your fix. We took a long drag at our cigarettes, wondering what we should do next. I had group therapy later in the day, so surely I had some time to smoke another. We reached for the box at the same time, brushing hands. Methinks she's falling for me. I think we have a good connection going on. Want to be my girlfriend? You were not even this straightforward with Acevedo. What? Were you dropped on the head as a baby? How intuitive of you. In fact, my parents were the 3-time defending champions in the New York baby dropping competition. I tell you, they were robbed when they went to nationals. Priscilla gave me a long look before she burst out laughing. You must be so proud. I wouldn't be here today without him. I can't be mad around you. You sure know how to make a woman laugh. Why are you so invested in me? And make it clever, please. You've known me for less than a week. I want your huge, circulus, absolutely alluring keys. Makes me drool just thinking about them. Once I've gripped them, it'll take a crowbar to pry me loose. Also, you're hot. Priscilla raised her eyebrows for taking another puff of her cig. Charming, but just because I was humoring you doesn't mean you're entitled to my skirt. What an annoying, persisting little twerp you are. Besides, I'm not allowed to let any patients waltz out of here. But who knows? I may look the other way. A trade. Your time for my keys. Why don't you do some things for me to prove your devotion? Like what? I didn't like the way her needle bounced around. Don't worry, it won't be hard. As my dutiful assistant, you ought to meet my other dutiful assistants. Opening the door, I was expecting a cold and dank dungeon of previous victims, but I was pleasantly surprised to find myself in the nurse's office. Typewriters clicked and clacked while printers whirred. The noise was oddly soothing. A few nurses scurried in and out, though it was refreshing to see some familiar faces. Kent beamed, stopping his folder stamping to wave at me.
Hello, sir. I hope you've been enjoying group therapy. Miss Priscilla sometimes helps.
Beats Acevedo's therapy, that's for sure. Don't you have coffee to fetch me?
On it, ma'am.
Oh, Kent. Priscilla waltzed past Kent to a nearby table. She knocked on Bella's sleeping head. That was a cute touch with a sound effect. Oh, Bella, my Bella. Oh, Bella, my Bella. Working hard or hardly working? That's what I thought. And thus concludes our meet and greet. As you can see, we are a little short-staffed. Well, then who's the top hat guy? We moved into an even more cramped room. The stacks of paperwork were overflowing onto the desks and floors, all taller than Priscilla's head. I have the most fun job you'll ever see. I'm a busy gal with not a lot of free time. I manage group therapy, dish out medications, and manage this mountain of bureaucracy. It'll make anyone's head spin, which is where you come in. The woman pointed at me before leaning in to poke me on the nose. I squinted at her. And with our most recent budget cuts, we must decide what to best allocate funds to. Which is more essential, staff pay or patient food? Choices. Guess Mama's getting a bonus this year. I love that sprite. Oh, hell no. I'm not embarrassing any more than I need to. What? You don't know your way around a balance sheet? Not a numbers guy? What if we implement a reward system just for you? She fished through cabinets for finally retrieving our sticker set. Oh my gosh. Make me happy, you'll earn a gold star. If you bank enough, you'll win a reward. What am I, 5? Aw, you're no fun. Earn two stars, and I'll give you an extra helping of pudding. 10 stars, and you can cop a feel. Okay, I'm in. No questions, I'll do it. Priscilla puffed out her chest with a astounding boing. Trading her body for currency. I was surprised nursing was her profession. Hey, you're the one who called her easy, Manson. And how many for your keys? That'll be up to my discretion with how you please me. I'm awfully fickle. Suddenly, a hand slapped me across my rear. I felt a shockwave tear through me with the force of 1,000 suds. It was all over in an instant, but my butt felt the burn. Priscilla snickered, watching me roll around on the floor. Indeed, there was a gold star practically wedged into my butt cheeks. Ta-da! Your first star. Aren't you proud of yourself? Yeah, all for the price of not sitting down for a week. The commons room's metallic chairs, while cold, were too hard to ease my searing butt pain. Damn it, Priscilla, you could at least bring me a pillow. Hey, I know a gal with a pillow head who actually probably would not want anywhere to be near you. Yeah, never mind. I'm glad I didn't brand the star into your butt. Or would you prefer that? I would rather the pudding you offered. It'll soothe the pain inflicted upon this poor innocent patient. Yeah, cut the dramatics. But I recall the trade-off was 2 stars, so sure, you'll receive your pudding, if you get it yourself. Grumbling, I stomped into the kitchen and began looking through refrigerators. I finally found the pudding next to some packets of gelatin. Suspiciously, both were a specific brand that had a concave bottom to put stuff in. Ugh, they look like the kind you'd sneak medicine into for old people. Yeah, that sounds about right. Right in front of me, Priscilla whipped out a spoon and scooped up a decent portion of my hard-earned pudding. She had the absolute gall to laugh. Sorry, that's the Priscilla tax. You oppressive scum. If you tax me any harder, I'll go 1776 on your ass. I knew it. He is a libertarian. Oh, getting rebellious on Queen of the Ward, even though I hold the keys to your freedom. I groaned, collapsing back into my chair. I'm gonna be stuck here forever. I'll let you in on a secret, hon. Pretend you're in a zoo and it becomes fun to observe the patients. You are far from the worst case I've seen. There are so many of them, you'll never be bored. I've had patients who physically cannot stop spasming. A berry head. Oh no, red fruit. Red fruit, I'm getting flashbacks. Or patients with the memory of a goldfish. Excuse me, miss, where are the bathrooms? I cannot recollect. Down the hall to the left. Sorry, could you repeat that? Move along now. Your exposition is over. I love me a good fourth wall break. The variety of disorders that can afflict the noggin continues to astound me. And the weirdest? Weird is relative here, but you're on the list. I've seen hundreds, maybe thousands of patients walk through these doors. Whoa, been here since the Great War? I'm not that old, damn it! I don't have a single crow's feet on me. And how old are you, eh? Still in diapers? A shining star member of DARE? Okay, I think we struck a nerve. I seem to have hit a sore spot. Realizing she was making a fool of herself, the nurse huffed and straightened out her dress's wrinkles. You'll get out eventually, Priscilla's promise, but you'll have to work for it. Or is the poor baby tired already? Now that struck my sore spot. Fine, do your worst. This zoo-watching schadenfreude will keep me happy in the meantime. I couldn't believe that I had to attend group therapy daily. Every time I was dragged in here, I was forced into a sickeningly sweet circle and asked to spill my heart out. After my pipe pithy, I was thankfully given as much personal space as possible, but I still wasn't allowed to dish the therapy. I said, "Where's Kent? Is he running late?" As I waited for Kent to appear, I wondered what asinine topic we would discuss today. If it was being kind to others again, I would retch. Oh, Priscilla's hosting. And perfect shot. Thank you, I appreciate it. To my surprise, a syringe-headed woman walked in. Kent is currently out sick, so I'll be managing group therapy today. Priscilla plopped down in the seat and surveyed the crowd. Knowing her, these group therapy discussions were about to get weird. I don't feel like it. You're all dismissed. I'm going on my smoke break. I never thought I would cheer her on for saving me. I happily skipped out of the common room. I was immediately made clear why the nurse had dismissed everyone so early. Located by the TV were Jones and Priscilla arguing. I want Gadget. It comes on every Monday at 12. I can't miss this. It's literally the season finale of Bikes and Babes, also airing at 12. Also known as My Favorite Show. This ain't an episode that will air often. It's my turn. Always been my turn. And Ken says it's okay for me to watch it. You watch that same dumb show every day in and day out, refusing to let others change the channel. You'll survive for one day without it, because guess what? It'll be on TV again next week. I will record my show on the VHS, since this TV has the best quality. If you want to watch your show at any time, I would record it when it airs again. That is your compromise. Take it or leave it. Rearing to his full towering height, Jones stomped his foot. Any harder and the ground would have cracked. The common room patients shrunk back several feet, including me. Jeez, this guy's terrifying when angered. I never want to get on his bad side. He would snap my neck without a second thought. Even so, Priscilla refused to back down from Goliath. You are a grown man, so stop throwing a temper tantrum. You can't keep acting like this to get what you want. Did your mother not spank you enough as a child? Priscilla went from annoyed to distressed in the blink of an eye as she saw the towering man start trembling. Mama? Oh no. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Please don't freak. It took forever to calm you down last time. How about this? I'll record my show in the security office since it has a VHS too. That way we can both watch it when we want without missing it. Doesn't that sound good? Someone hurry over here, please. Whatever it was that Jones would have done, it was quickly quelled by Bella rubbing his back. Exasperated, Priscilla threw her hands in the air before sitting down next to me. I know I go easy on Jones, but I just can't win with him. Kent is even worse for constantly catering to him. Gadget this, Gadget that. Ever since he arrived, it's been nonstop Gadget. Is Gadget a fictional show, or are we talking about Inspector Gadget? That's what I want to know. I'm going to snap if I have to listen to that retarded theme song one more time. Right on cue, a cartoon theme began to play. Priscilla's eyebrow twitched. What's Gadget? A children's show he's disturbingly obsessed with about okay, so it is Inspector Gadget. About a cyborg detective? I don't know, don't care. I only want it obliterated. I can hear you, you know. I never cared for cartoons. Live action is always cooler. Agreed. Vehicles and animation are too simplified. I adore the complexity of a gyrating motor. almost as much as I love bikes. Again, 80s. So yeah, vehicle animation in 80s. Yes, I get it. Yes, she's a biker chick. That's right. Bikes and babes. I almost forgot. If you ever want to watch the finale, simply let me know. Huzzah for the power of VHS. Priscilla rushed to the security office. It sounded interesting, and I would have taken her offer if not for my ass still reeling from her spank. Bro, how hard did she hit? Mr. Moss, you're needed in the nurse's office, 3rd floor. The next day, I was relaxing in the common room when I heard a crackled voice come from thin air. I looked around, wondering if the furniture women were playing a prank. Finally, I spotted the source. An ancient voice box was resting above the doorway, rusty and moments from falling off its hinges. Hurry up, it's urgent. I'm coming, hold your horses. Oh boy, what's going on here? Yo. This better be important if you're interrupted my sandwich time. Priscilla's legs are splayed wide open on the rolling chair as she leaned back with a miserable-looking Kent on the left, fanning her with a palm leaf. She lazily waved me over. Indeed it is. Presented as your next great labor. The stress from managing this place gives me all sorts of aches and pains. If you're not book smart, show your usefulness with your hands. Oh gee, thanks. A little higher, even higher. Oh yes, just how Mama likes it. She happily purred as I massaged the tense spot on her shoulder. Stop moving down, I said it's right there. My stomach rumbled. I was resisting the urge to give her a neck of deep tissue. If I had one more man, I could have him feed me grapes like a true pharaoh. Or better yet, you guys can carry me around on one of those, whatchamacallit, a pangolin? Palanquin? A palanquin? Yes, reliable as always, my dear Kent. What do you say we summons Jones for extra assistance? Absolutely not. You're too protective of him. Let Jones spread his wings and lotion on my back. It was disturbing how excited she was about this. It's so hard to be me. I'm surrounded by idiots and work. I love this woman. She is the total bitch, but I love her. Surrounded by idiots. What a likewise coincidence. Both of your guys' hands are fantastic. That'll do for now. Ken scampered off from other chores while I held out my palms, awaiting my precious stickers. I see you've gotten wise. Keep this a secret, would you? Acevedo will give me all sorts of grief if he knew. He gives me enough of that in therapy. Manson do this. Oh, Manson, don't be doing that. He's such a hen-pecking mother. If you ever need to play hooky, I can spirit you away. Obviously, I'll need you to do some chores, but what lesser of evils do you prefer? The furniture paced around, unsure about my plan. Priscilla, huh? At least she's more conducive. Yeah, at least she's more conducive to your escape than Acevedo or Kent. Yeah, she hardly cares that you forgo your medication. She's too much of a wild card to be reliable. Nurses are never trustworthy, no matter who. While they were busy bickering, I leaned towards chair and placed a star sticker on her seat head. Her stubby arms flailed about, nowhere close to removing the sticker. That is a hilarious visual.
Bullying an amputee? You are beyond cruel.
She likes me. I'll get out of here soon enough. Just you wait. Patient 348 was released yesterday. No dormitory changes with patient 357. Great. Only 150 more files to go through. Oh, my poor feet hurt. If only my footrest was an inch taller. I said. I heard you. It's hard to keep your back prone with several inches of heels digging into it. It wouldn't be as bad if I could at least see her panties from this position, but we can't always get what we want. And I had no patience to be stuck in a Rolling Stones song. Are we done yet? No. How about now? No. Now? No. If you're ugly, say no. Nada. Poor baby. Are you bored? I'm sorry I don't have my rattle with me. Jeez, Pris. Have a bad visit with Aunt Flo? Oh Manson, you have the balls. You have balls. You're awfully sniffy today. I was cut short by a heel landing hard on my back. I yelped, yeah, you deserve this, you asshole. Haha, very funny. I was holding back tears. Those heels hurt like a bitch. Ow! I see someone likes to do it rough. You must not get any action at all. With that attitude, I bet you're as dry as a desert. We could use sandpaper condom. Might lube you up. Bro, you're gonna die. You are gonna die, dude. You need to wash your filthy mouth out. I have just what you need. Priscilla took her legs off me for a second. She removed... okay. She removed her underwear and garter belt, revealing a forest of black pubic hair. So that's her hair color. But better question, why was she nude? That'll shut you up for a bit. My gawking jaw dropped to the floor. She was showing me every nook and cranny of her junk without shame. Had Operation Syringe Struck truly been a success? I don't have all day. What, haven't you ever seen a pussy before? Plenty in porn magazines, but I couldn't tell her. I couldn't tell her never a naked woman in person. She'd mock me to the end of time. Yeah, I fuck bitches 24/7. I know enough about pussy. I could write a book about it. No, a 10-volume encyclopedia. I doubt you could tell my shithole from my pisshole, Einstein. Huh, we'll see about that. I gazed at her snatch, imagining how to approach it. Should I do it the same way I do to a dude? Is there something else I need to do? Oh god, what's it gonna taste like? Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I crawled away, spitting out some hair and squirt that had traveled uncomfortably deep into my mouth. It felt like I was about to cough up a hairball. Ugh, your muff tasted so gross. And man ass is better? I prefer the seasoning. What? You are a very strange person. And a good boy toy. I like that combination. I wiped away Priscilla's fluid facial and with my sleeve, before immediately realizing what a poor idea that was. Of course this was my only sweater. Do I still have to be your footstool? Not for today, hon. Run along now. To my annoyance, a gold star was taped to my forehead. Only one? Oh, come on. Good afternoon, Mr. Moss. How are we adjusting? Same old, same old. I'm coasting along. Make any friends? Have the staff been treating you well? I wouldn't consider her a friend, but Priscilla is driving me bonkers. I have no idea how she became a nurse. Do you think she slept her way into her position? There's no other way. Aceveto's wrapper furrowed. Mr. Moss, what you just said was absolutely rude. Be more respectful towards the staff. Miss Priscilla is a hard worker as long as she puts her mind to it. Besides, there are very few applying to this hard-to-reach location, so we need all the nurses we can get. It's the same for any interested for psychiatrists. Just recently, we had someone apply after being discharged from the military. He's a little tough, but this place could use more order. Oh, there he is. There's the whistle-headed drill sergeant. Already in my mind, I imagine a roided-out whistlehead. Oh, it's just a visual, but yeah, that's great. We actually have a visual for it. No thanks. I'll stick with your pill dork self. The staff are all here to help you, so it would be much appreciated if you all got along with each other. However, if she is stepping out of line, please let me know and I'll give her a stern talking to. For my next job, Priscilla and I were tasked with managing the common room medication. Pass each patient their specific prescription. Sounded simple enough. Oh, how I was wrong. Even with block schedules, a never-ending crowd of patients hovered around the tiny nurse station. Remember, Manny, giving the wrong pill could lead to someone's death. No pressure. Thank God I wasn't colorblind. There were jars upon jars of pills with names incomprehensible as demonic tongues. We formed an assembly line with Priscilla passing me the correct medication while it was my duty to observe the patients take it. Though many of them ingested their pills without a fuss, a good portion of them complained and attempted to sneak away. None were any match for Priscilla's shrewdness. Yeah, where was she during the Acevedo route? we just had Bella, stupid Bella, watching us. Oh, that's his name, Marcellus. Okay, at least we finally have a name. You're a real witch, you know that? I will recommend Acevedo to up the dosage next time. Or would you prefer it as a suppository? After what felt like forever, we exhausted through the lines. How does it feel to be on the opposing end? Still going to give me trouble at mealtime? I certainly have some self-reflecting to do. I stuck out my tongue. Unfortunately for the nurse, I was quite skilled at faking my medication swallowing. It would be a shame if my jar of Thorazine suddenly disappeared while on her watch. So yeah, I'm still glad there's some continuity going on here. I'm still glad there's some consistent continuity here. He's still being prescribed Thorazine. You're doing great, guys. For the past hour or so, Kent and I were mopping the floors. The head nurse was reclining back in the folding chairs, shades on head and lemonade in hand. She is going all out on this shit. If only you two were in maid outfits. I could feel her gaze boring into the back of our behinds. It sent a shiver through me. For once, I was grateful that there was no outside therapy. It had been raining for the past few days, and the outside looked very muddy.
Sir, while I appreciate you helping the nurses, this shouldn't be your job.
I don't mind. By being helpful, surely I can be released on good behavior.
I can't comment on that. Ask Dr. Acevedo.
Does Priscilla not count? I've earned stickers.
Stickers?
Yep, gold star stickers to be exact. She's given me 2 stickers for cleaning. I'm trading them in for rewards.
I should go speak with her.
No, I'm fine. I'm liking this. It's making me feel altruistic. Kind of out of the kindness of my own heart, I'm helping others. This is something we've discussed the importance of in group therapy, right? I can feel the sense of pride and accomplishment flowing through me already.
I suppose that's true, but...
Hop up, boys. Do I need to crack my whip?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
The weeks flew by as I did chore after chore. I cleaned, delivered packages, provided messages, among more intimate ones. I even cooked, until those privileges were revoked after I almost burnt the kitchen down. Hey, at least an attempt was made. After every task, Priscilla upheld her bargain by pasting a little sticker on my forehead. Yes, I ate my extra pudding and squeezed a boob, but all of Priscilla's work was beginning to take a serious toll on me. My eye bags looked darker than ever, rivaling that of raccoons. Thankfully, my reprieves came in the form of a shower. Ah, showers. While I typically hated them, it felt nice to let the water run down my back, washing away my sweat and grime from the day. I showered late enough on my block that I could hog all the lukewarm water to myself. Yoo-hoo! Anyone here? Ah! Why are you in the men's room? Priscilla snickered when I covered my manhood. Don't worry, it's nothing I haven't seen before. Though yours is a bit underwhelming. Ouch! Gee, thanks. I've seen far more gargantuan tits than her set. Hey, size doesn't matter when it comes to tits, okay? Yeah, I'm aware of the double standard I just set up, but I like tits more than dick, what can I say? I need your help in passing out the medication again. Can I finish my shower first? I still have a few minutes before the next block arrives. Sadly not. By even coming here, Kent is all alone for medication duties, the poor sap. Faintly, one could hear Kent cry. Don't you want to be free? Hurry up and towel off. Buzz off. Stop being so bossy. I'll do it when I want to. I ought to make you scrub the entire floor in your birthday suit. Face down, ass up. Pronto. My eye began twitching. In response, I turned the shower knob further, dousing me and especially Priscilla with freezing water. She yelped and hopped away. Promises upon promises. I'm sick of being strung along. I worked my arse off, ate you out, and still on the same level as a slave? Don't I deserve to be treated better by now? Force Kent to do the rest of your dirty work because I quit. Turning off the shower, I began to towel myself dry. Wait! As an apology, how about I reward you with the best place your stars can buy? I stormed my room and collapsed into bed. What kind of place? What kind of place? Somewhere I still had to humiliate myself? A circus with me as the main attraction? I doubted it was anything special. Oh, hello. Just as I was about to lay down and close my eyes, Priscilla burst the bedroom door open. The nurse was wearing a new change of clothes, more casual this time. Ooh, those are the tightest pair of pants I have ever seen. Hell yeah. You can call me many things, but make sure Promise Keeper is one of them. Let's go. Now don't be a narc about this. Acevedo will rip me a new one. Finally, it was my first time outside and who knew how long. I stretched my arms wide and trotted alongside her to her vehicle of choice. A bike? A motorcycle? Yes, I could gush for hours about my baby. Of course, I don't have just a motorcycle. How else am I supposed to carry my eggs and bread? Sit on it? I have an old Mazda in the garage. She's a trooper. Whenever it's having trouble, Jones is my mechanic. He's a bit shy, but useful in fixing anything with an engine. I wrapped my arms around her, unsure of how this would work. I've been chauffeured in the back of police cars, but never on a motorcycle. Woohoo! In seconds, we sped off, watching the ward reduce to a tiny gray dot. The cool spring breeze flowing through my hair felt great. As we zipped past farmland, our surroundings gradually morphed into a dinky town. I was surprised by the amount of closed and abandoned shops. Welcome to the Happy Cock. Randall and I swing here all the time. It might as well be our second home. In front of us was a tiny bar, in no better condition than the ward. Beer cans and cigarettes littered the outside. The woman sauntered inside and slammed her palms against the bartender's table. Oh, bartender, your cheapest beer, por favor. The man had tan skin similar to Acevedo's complexion, but his head, predictably for his profession, was a shot glass. If I'm old enough to dodge the draft, I'm old enough to get a damn drink. He's 25, senor. The bartender nodded. The bar's interior was cozier than the outside. I saw a dartboard and a karaoke box. It made sense how Priscilla and company could waste the night away by belting out drunken tunes. Drunk karaoke is like so fucking great. It is so great. The bartender passed me a sandwich and my well-deserved alcohol. I relayed to him the only Spanish word I knew. Gracias. Despite it being bar food, it was more than adequate. I'd rather eat a half-charred grilled cheese than a ward's fully charred one. Passing out medication today was a nightmare without you, Manny. You could have earned the whole sticker set. Entire? This economy sucks. My gold stars are losing their value. Can't you use money instead? What money? You think this crappy job pays it well enough? It takes too much of my salary to buy these gold stars in the first place. Your precious motorcycle looks pretty pricey. I grumbled. Though the star stickers were funny, I highly prefer to be paid for my efforts. I'll let you in on a little secret. Randall has plenty of whiskey stashes in the security room. If he's too inebriated, we can swipe a bottle without him noticing. It'll just be like our tour, getting to see all the ward's special areas thanks to me. With my stomach full and warm, I was on cloud 9. Is all forgiven? Only if you drop the star system. If I'm your friend, then treat me like one. Deal. We shook hands. We drank and partied the night away. During a round of darts, I drew a horrid photo of Acevedo and used it as the board. Oh, so we're reusing assets now. Is that how is this what we're doing? We're reusing assets. I drew a horrid photo of Acevedo and used it as a board. While I could hit the hand or foot, Priscilla got a bullseye in his pill eye every time. Lucky shot. You often seem to conflate luck with skill. I even found a few pinball machines to play with. So the machines are usually themed? Yep, makes them fun and stand out with all the competition. See the Bikers and Babe theme one? I have the highest score, most likely on Earth. Hey, there's even a gadget themed one. Don't tell Jones or he'll never leave this place. Oh God, no. I refuse to babysit him outside the ward too. Priscilla wheezed and slammed her fist against a glass pinball case she was playing with. My distraction caused her to lose the ball. She sighed and let me have a turn with Bikes and Babes. Compared to my dart throwing, I wasn't too horrid at pinball. I kept a close eye on the ball while I attacked the rudders. My score kept climbing and climbing, beginning to threaten Priscilla's score. Uh-oh. Her mood shifted from amusement to being sour, culminating in pressing her boobs against my head in an attempt to distract me. Luckily for her, it worked. At least until I nabbed a quarter from her and restarted the machine. Eventually, we were kicked out and somehow drove to the ward in one piece. We drunkenly wrapped our arms around each other and stumbled through a back door. I was cognizant enough to sneak my hands in her back pockets, but was disappointed to find a lack of keys. I can never let my guard down around you. I have no clue what you're talking about. Good night, friend. May we do more friend stuff tomorrow. I didn't know if I was fickle, but Priscilla really could flip from being the worst to the best. Yeah, that's just women in a nutshell. For legal reasons, that is a joke. You made a friend? Yes, a friend. Why does everyone around me seem so surprised? No, I'm happy for you. Friends are a wonderful thing to have. I imagine everything has been resolved with Priscilla? Yep, we're cool as ice. And how is your medication? Well, this friend better not let you slack around. Keep each other accountable. Yeah, whatever, we will. I walked into the hallway where Priscilla was standing. Ready? You betcha. And here is the condemned portion of the ward. It was closed months ago due to its shady foundation. We're sparse for room, which is why we had to start squeezing patients together. You still haven't fixed it? Ever heard of budget cuts? That explained why Dorothy was roomed with me. Hopefully she was living her best life with a female roommate. Though the ward was relatively plain in its blue and white paint job, this hallway had all colors stabbed from it. It gave me the heebie-jeebies. Eerily quiet, too. That is, until a loose tile fell from the ceiling, rocketing me several feet into the air. Priscilla caught me bridal style. Her arms, firm in her embrace, brought a blush to my cheeks. I've never been held this way, like I'm a pretty princess. I could spend all evening gazing into her syringe face. Oh my, do be gentle. She promptly dropped me. We walked the corridor and poked our heads through the cobweb-infested rooms. Suddenly, we heard something rustle. What was that? Definitely a ghost. Ghosts are a bunch of baloney. Aliens, however, are real, and I have proof. Even though the Gazorplop's home planet is thousands of light years away, their mind control rays are why I see everyone with inanimate objects for heads. I see. But what about alien ghosts? I froze. No. Oh, yes. Why would one be baloney and not the other? Even through death, the aliens are restless, demanding new victims. They want not only your mind, but your soul. Priscilla lunged at me. I screamed, pressing my back against the corner. No more! No more! The source of the rustling noise made itself known. A bat. It zipped in front of us, nearly nipping our faces. Ah! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Ah! The ducks of the night! At the top of our lungs, we ran away shrieking. We never looked back. Did I show you the roof yet? Plenty of times. Condemned section? Last week. The boredom is returning. Sorry, the ward is big and mysterious, but not that mysterious. We blitzed through all the hospital's secrets that soon. No secret movie theater or pool? I wish. We sighed. Oh boy, the music. The music. I know where this is going. How about we pass the time by playing a game? Sure, if it involves stripping. I played strip chess, strip Sudoku. How the fuck do you do strip Sudoku? Okay, I'm genuinely curious. How the fuck do you play strip Sudoku? I do not believe for a second you're smart enough to play strip chess. After a minute of debating, we decided on strip checkers. Shall I explain the rules to these, milady? Does thou need a kick to the face, my lord? Yeah, just making sure. So, do we agree on one article of clothing removed for every chip lost? Wait, I want to spice things up. Let's use your leftover stars as chips. If enough remain at the end of the game, you win me. Priscilla spread her legs, revealing her black lace panties. Some of her beaver was long enough to partially escape its kind of confines. Oh, Manson. Oh, I would be a champion today. Wiping away my drool, I began to strategize. It was tricky due to all my brain power blood rushing straight to my crotch. No, it's all a mind trick, Manson. That's exactly what she wants. You're falling for it. I chose my chip color to be red, the color of passion. Black was her pick, the color of her soul, and her beaver. Despite neither of us being patient people, Priscilla's playstyle was the epitome of aggression, throwing all caution to the wind as she continuously left her board open to my attacks. Speaking of which, I stole another one of her chips. Priscilla groaned, removing a single heel. Lucky shot. As we played more and more, it was obvious who would win, and it didn't start with a P. I chuckled upon seeing the board where there were now multiple tantalizing squares for me to conquer. The nurse's bra had just joined the huge discarded chip pile. Are you sure you want to move there? Any move spelled failure for her. It was a true strategic genius. I was a true strategic genius. Sweat was profusely pouring from her syringe. The only garment left was her panties. Priscilla knew she was trapped. Shirtless and my erection about to rip from my pants, I crawled towards her. I want my prize. Right as I was on top of her, unfastening my drawstrings, Priscilla suddenly traced her fingers around my arms. Wait, do we share the same clothing size? I like how slender your body is. Perfect for being my mannequin. You are such a sore loser. Don't change the subject. How about I turn you into a beautiful Disney princess? Priscilla slipped away into the closet to yank out a white dress. The frills and ribbons were drawing me in. She knew me and my one-track mind all too well. Ooh, pretty. There's a ton more where that came from. You know you wanna. Oh my gosh, I thought it was a white dress. Who is this in the mirror? Why, that's you, hon. I was so beautiful that I hardly recognized myself. My lipstick and mascara were applied perfectly. The contour was the same, softening my squarish jaw. The woman danced in circles loudly, praising herself. I look quite nice. I know. Ooh, the marvelous Priscilla has outdone herself again. Faster than lightning, I threw myself in and out of my outfits. Every time I redressed, I started across the office as if I was a runway. Ah yes, the flamenco dress. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me so hard. I agree. Honestly, if you got rid of the eye bags, you could be a model. Miss New Year? I quite like it. In fact, I might borrow it. Like, right now. Get back here! That's mine! My Little Pony, nice. Come on, uncross your arms. Let me see. This was a little girl's shirt. In terms of female fashion, I at least preferred something that matched my age. My midriff was showing. How unsightly. Aw, you a cutie. My little pony, my little pony. Sing with me, damn it. There's a song about ponies? What the hell are you talking about? And a movie too, don't you know? It's all full of wonderful things I like. Friendship, harmony, treating others with respect, and a bunch of other cheesy, useless shit. Why don't you watch it with me, hon? Let's feel the power of friendship together. As if... Oh. Oh yeah, my internet reset. If you can't handle a simple shirt with ponies, wait until you see what's next in stock. Oh, your poor, fragile manhood. 15 minutes later. Excuse me, Miss Priscilla, but you happen to know where... that's it? Don't ask. Oh, is she in a cricket outfit? That's actually cute. I like that. Spring transitioned into summer. The longer I spent with Priscilla, the more I realized that nothing was changing in regards to my freedom. But with her presence, none of my days were boring. Oh, I believe it. I enjoyed being near someone with a similar personality and interests. We jived with each other well. Even better, sex with her was insane. She certainly utilized my boy toy status. And by the end of it, there was so much jizz coming out of me, you would have thought I was a part of a 20-man gangbang. You are so full of shit. What? Little old me, embellishing stories? Never. The only time I'm full of shit is before I douche. A gagging Priscilla chucked a pillow at my face. Any moron will shove my syringe down your urethra. Nobody, especially you, is going to poke and prod me with that death stick. My uncle made me promise to never allow a needle to touch me right until the day he passed. I'm sorry to hear that. What did he die of? Polio? That is... I don't know. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard at that. It's so fucking tragic, but it's such that is a good dark humor moment. Eventually, all plans of escape just slipped from my mind. I was having too much fun with my bestie anyway. Priscilla and I were definitely friends, but whether we were more than that was uncertain. I guess I was fine wherever the wind blew us. I mean, you got friends, then you got the benefits right here, so you're about there. I waltzed into Priscilla's office to find her syringe buried in papers. I'm busy. Buzz off for a bit. Obeying, I sat down in a nearby seat. Priscilla, the head nurse, working for once. There were few items in the office to keep myself occupied. I spun a Rolodex to watch the cards flip around. I clicked a pen. I took all the cards from the Rolodex and built a house of cards using it. It fell. She looked nowhere close to completion. God damn it, Priscilla, I'm bored. Jeez, the music again. The way her needle flopped and twitched about reminded me of something phallic. Since my curse of the object heads, I had become an intrepid explorer. This was the perfect time for payback. What the fuck, Manson? I licked the side of the needle. Unfortunately, it was as plastic and bland tasting as could be. Harder. A sharper tip than what I'm used to, but I'll make it work. I took her length into my throat. Oh no. Take careful not to impale my tonsils. It's so big. Oh my gosh. Without warning, her needle erupted, spraying my mouth, and especially my face with clear fluid. How the hell did it... Yeah, what the hell is actually happening right now? A million questions ran through me. Can you stop that? You're getting me wet, and not in a fun way. I can't tell whether to be disgusted, confused, turned on, or a mixture of the three. Yeah, what the hell did he do? She sighed, shoving her hands against her face. I stayed awake through enough accounting classes to know what I'm doing, but I'm swamped my eyeballs in paperwork. This should be left with the director, but he's been on vacation for who knows how long, probably siphoning our taxes for a nice trip to the Bahamas. I've pushed the lower level stuff onto you, and especially Kent, because you two are so dependable. But unless you can use a slide ruler, leave me be. Unfortunately, I can't, but how about a shoulder massage? Heh, I couldn't ask for anyone better. Oh, her bike. The loudest purring of a motor I'd ever heard jolted me out of bed. A figure spread across the road and into the parking lot. It did donut after donut, kicking gravel and pavement into the air. I'd recognize that sharp-headed needed person anywhere. From my barred window, I shouted at the figure performing donuts in the parking lot. Hey Priscilla, it's 6 in the morning. You're gonna wake up half the ward. Well, I didn't have to worry about Bella's annoying alarm. Then again, if I had a pillow over my ears, maybe I could catch up on rest. Mr. Moss? I wish I was run over. While hanging out in the nurse's office was nice, security was far more fun. I believe it. Oh, a flower head on the calendar. That's cute. TVs all around us and a heavy door to block intruders. I truly felt safe here. Priscilla had just lit my cigarette as we laughed and joked. This feels great. But not as great as the feeling from huffing glue. I have such fond memories of being behind an Arby's dumpster, inhaling to my heart's content. So much white liquid on my face. The glue can't be the elementary school kind, though, because all of its chemicals are non-toxic. I've made that mistake before. Manson, I know it bears repeating, but what the genuine hell is wrong with you? Pouting in the corner was Randall's security guard. His barrel frowned and squinted every time I reached towards something expensive. Maybe he knew about that bourbon we swindled from him last week. Maybe he didn't. Even so, I didn't leave his line of sight. Priscilla, you've shown me the Bikes and Babes finales 8 times already. Give it a rest. But it's so good. Look, Janet just kissed her suitor before locking him in the tool shed. She literally rode off into the sunset. How can you stand this, but not any romance novels? The presentation is far inferior in literature. Oh, James, please marry me. The corniness is so saccharine. They're all made to entice some garbage fantasy where the women has zero agency. Ironically enough, I'm better suited towards romantic reality TV. The trashier, the better. I cheer on those nightmare brides and psychopath cougars. They're a downright inspiration. That explains so much. A new voice broke through the room. Uh-oh. Mr. Moss, you're late for therapy. Again. All of you smell like smoke and booze. Clean it up. Boo. Doc is a party pooper. Yes, I am crashing this party so you get back to work. Manson, come with me. With an exasperated sigh, the doctor sat me on the couch. May I ask why you're partaking in such ridiculous activities with them? I'm sorry, Doc. They're my friends. I lost track of time. This is forming a habit that I wish you would discontinue. While yes, I do encourage you to make friends, be aware of how your friends may influence your own behavior. The power of peer pressure can be particularly nasty. I go to therapy more if I felt like I was doing something. If it felt like it was doing something, I hang with Randall and Priscilla because I get more out of it. Bear in mind, Mr. Moss, your hospitalization is state mandated. I'm supposed to be a doctor, not your warden. Don't turn me into that. His stern warning stumped me. Try me, I dare you, was written all over his furrowed wrapper. Sorry, it won't happen again. Good. See you in 2 days, young man. Please don't be tardy. Priscilla and I were loafing around the nurse's office near her blank typewriter. Our attention spans were dangerously pathetic. You know the ward's finance report is due in a week. Will you lie about that window I cracked yesterday? This place is already losing enough money. Don't remind me about you and Jones's antics. I'll be working on it later today, or tomorrow, whenever I get another cup of coffee. If you need motivation, I can run into another window. And after that, I can shove my heel up your ass. Oh my, don't threaten me with a good time. To my amusement, Priscilla did indeed take off one of her high heels and chucked it at me, missing by a long shot. Bickering back and forth had become one of our primary routines, but it gave me plenty of opportunities to show off how quickly I could dish a one-liner. Nice aim! Want to bet the next object thrown will miss? You're a better, huh? Only if I can win. I'd like to believe I have great luck, though. I'm practically invincible. I bet you couldn't handle any of my punishments. Oh yeah, try me. Oh boy. How would you feel about having your ass split wide open by a woman? I have special tools a stud could only dream of. Ever heard of pegging? Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh no. Well, that left me speechless. Noticing my hanging jaw, Priscilla laughed and stroked my outer thigh. Being sexually dominant was one thing, but I never thought the female race would have an interest in... Then again, Priscilla has already been an outlier. No, this is more common, especially nowadays, than... Yeah, well then again, that's the thing. People often have the debate, like, in a pre-internet time, like, was this stuff really as common? And we just didn't hear about it before internet? Oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. Or if you can't handle it, I guess we can always do something less demanding. You sure did love that pony shirt. I winced from the flashbacks. I would happily wear a small My Little Pony shirt than get fucked in the ass any day, okay? I will make that abundantly clear right now. I would happily wear that shirt than get fucked in the ass. We'll make sensual love. You'll look into my eyes and I'll lock mine with the most precious little horse adorning your chest. Manson, it's not a hard... I mean, well, I guess to be fair, he's also into men, so I guess it's not as big of a deal. What's wrong? I imagine you've bottomed before. Why would a fake dick be any different? It wouldn't surprise me if her strap-on was the size of a horse. The alternative, however, was wearing the most evil shirt known to man. Dresses make me feel pretty. Little girl outfits absolutely do not. My preference was as clear as crystal to the sadist. Does her cruelty know no bounds? The fate of the world doesn't depend on your choice, but you're certainly acting like it is. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I actually have a choice in the matter. Fuck it, let's see what happens. As much as I love dick, real or fake, I was not in the mood for bottoming. I'd prefer to be able to sit normally after sex. Something, power of friendship, let's get it over with. Priscilla waltzed forward and grabbed my package. I drew a sharp gasp. I'm genuinely surprised you did not pick pegging. A shame. I would have loved to see your cute little face drooling all over my... pony. Now. Ah, you came all over me. Did you bet on that happening? She headbutted me, her needle narrowly missing my eyes. Ow, ow, ow. You're lucky you're cute and satisfied me enough. Next time, I expect a real cream pie. Wanna know the best thing about being head honcho? I can get away with anything. Let's prank some patients. Oh, jeez. First rule, pick your targets wisely. Watch this. The nurse strutted to where Marcellus and Heiko were playing cards. Ah, black 2 and a red 7. What a shame. She definitely plucked the set out of his hand and flipped through it. Hey, I just got those. Are you banned from gambling? I'm providing you a public service and I suppose I will turn your loser cards if you guess what number I'm thinking of. Fine, 69. What? How? Incorrect. The number was 0, which is what your chance was of winning that hand, dearie. Snickering, Priscilla and I walked away from the fuming Marcellus. 69? Really? Your unoriginality is disappointing. I can't help myself. That's all I think about. What's so interesting about the number 69? The room collectively groaned. Jones, shut up and watch your cartoons. Psst, what's Marcellus's deal anyway? Priscilla pointed her thumb at the die head, who was now being consoled by a paper bag head. That guy all by himself is banned from every casino in the Tri-State area for a teensy bit of property damage. Wasn't his lucky day, eh? Don't laugh too hard. Weren't you the person who clobbered someone with a baseball bat? You temperamental fools share the same group therapy. To this day, I argue it was self-defense. Anyways, Marcellus is forbidden from gambling before he becomes emotional. Of course, I still play with him once in a while. His reactions are amusing. You can watch the hope drain from his very eyes. You are a cruel mistress, and yet you claim to not know Jones's tragic backstory? You know more than you're letting on. Instead of bothering me, you can figure it out. You can figure it out on his route. Route? Oh, poor Manson, constrained by your earthly programming. How I pity your feeble mind. Oh, she's in on it. She's an alien. She's one of the mind-controlling aliens. This is all a setup. This is Truman Show bullshit. She's seen it here, right now. She's in on it. I can't make heads or tails of your cultish talk. What if I sneak into your office and find his patient folder? Not until you're a head nurse like me. All that paper's under lock and key. Conversation shut down. I looked around for my first target. Personally, I think Jones is begging for it. I couldn't believe my eyes. A pitchfork-headed patient was sitting at a nearby table, giggling ominously. Except this woman had bat wings. What? Pitchfork head with bat wings. A lyre-headed woman materialized beside her, shaking her head and halo. The sight was so ridiculous, I was surprised the magical smoke and sparkles didn't accompany them. Oh, it's an angel and demon. Okay, I gotcha. It's the angel and devil on the shoulder. I gotcha. You know he's a crybaby. It'll cause more trouble than it's worth. Go after Bella. Wake her up with something nasty. No, crush that muscle cutie pie spirit. Make sure that television can never play Gadget again. Inanimates, right in front of me. They mean they could appear at any time? I felt faint. Aren't you supposed to help me avoid temptation? No, we are. The room became several times more crowded. The furniture women were present, frowning at these imposters. Move along, hallucinations. Manson's friends are here to take over. No. I want none of you here. Let me decide for myself. What? Gadget. By arguing with the women for so long, I'd forgotten where I stood. I was leaning against the TV with my elbow firmly into the antenna. The pressure bent it, sending the TV screen into static. Jones's board had turned white as a sheet. Whoops. The women disappeared as a real one came storming in and readjusted the TV's antenna. Yay, it's working again. Thank you, Miss Priscilla. Jones is off limits. Unless you want to clean up after his freakouts. Blushing, I slunk away. Not for long, though, as I found my next victim. Far more appropriate and vulnerable. Kent. Oh, that is not the direction I thought that was going. I thought it, oh. Okay. I thought I thought we were going from prank to sexual assault. My hand dove into the man's waistband and just as quickly raised them back into the sky. Atomic wedgie! Yeah! His underwear was the color of purity and innocence, but not after this. With further force, I wrapped his underwear over his scissor head. His spine buckled, forcing his body into a Z shape. There was no coming back from the wedgies of all wedgies. As Priscilla and I giggled, Kent let out a most passionate of moans. The pain feels good. I did not take him for a masochist. That actually surprised me. It was impossible to enjoy an atomic wedgie. He'd be in too much pain to speak. Atomics were the bane of nerds and losers, the scourge of 1,000 Heidies. Kent's masochism was beyond mortal comprehension. Priscilla and I backed away, allowing Kent to gasp and moan on the ground, trapped in his sea-shaped world of pleasure. Oh, I feel invincible. With Priscilla being in charge, everyone let us do as we wish. The power may have gotten to my head, but I was having too much fun to stop. A new foe approached. A rock'em sock'em robot. What do you want? I didn't like the way he was staring at me. It was blank, emotionless. Want to fight? I'll take your plastic ass on any day. He was no boxer. That was a lousy and stiff stance he was presenting. Whoop his butt, Manny. Yeah! Yeah, there we are. My uppercut got him perfectly in the chin. His head shot upwards, and so did his neck. Like some demented human-giraffe hybrid, his neck had elongated several feet, defying all reality. How did he? The figure toppled over. I broke his neck. I killed him. Or was he fake? Priscilla, he's not moving. Tell me he was fake. My lips are sealed. If he was real, then you should be calling the paramedics. But maybe I'm that lazy in calling. I'll get up eventually. Possibly. I howled. When we weren't busy causing chaos or porking in the rooms, we spent our time relaxing on the roof. The sun was beating down on us, the black roof not helping, but we managed. It feels great out here. If only I could sunbathe. I want to get rid of my unsightly bikini line. Well, I'm not stopping you. Go right ahead, my lady. Perv. Unfortunately, we're outdoors, which is beyond risky. I'll find a tanning bed later. I took a deep breath. Yes, that means no roof sex. Fun ruiner. Surprised how I haven't attempted to escape sooner using the roof. It's almost like I keep it locked or something. Aside from that, there's still plenty of opportunities to lockpick my way out here to attempt to flee when your back is turned. I glanced at the ground 3 floors away. It was a blob of concrete surrounded by a sea of green. If I could make a paraglider, I would. My bed sheets may be strong enough. I'd have to think about the frame, though. Would my metal bed be too heavy? Excuse me. Would my metal bed be too heavy? Or perhaps I could try scaling down using the pipes. I do have my tetanus shot if they're rusty, but I'm not sure if they would handle my weight. If there are no other options, I could always jump and hope Lady Fate takes mercy on me. I think there's a low chance I'll end up as a red splotch, right? Dorothy survived somehow. Don't. I had never heard her speak in such a cold tone before. It was rather spooky. I can handle your 15 million sex jokes, but don't you dare joke about death. Sorry? Thanks. Oh boy. She took a moment to look at the ground floor, rubbing her arms and breathing faster. Before I could ask her if she was okay, she spun around and winked, as if nothing had happened. Less serious talk and more sexy. Follow me. I've had a long day today. Do you know what that means? Priscilla grabbed my hips and pulled me closer until we were almost grinding. My hands rubbed against her panties while she did the same to my pants. There was nowhere for me to run except for pressing harder against the wall. Despite Priscilla never kissing me before, she was surprisingly good at it. Oh boy. Wait a moment. This was her first kiss with me. That's her tongue on my neck. You are beyond adorable. I didn't expect Mr. Masculine over here to be so meek. Her hands provided no mercy, rubbing faster and more aggressively against my trapped manhood. The woman's long painted nails were careful in avoiding the main dish, yet they looked so eager to gouge into something soft. Priscilla shuddered for a moment, trying to maintain her raspy whisper from turning into a moan.
I could crush your nuts this instant, and there's nothing you could do to stop me. I need those. That's the best response you've got. Sure you do. I was already so close to coming, but the nurse showed no signs of stopping. In return, my fingers dug deeper into her soaked panties. Priscilla's head jerked around from the unexpected change. Uh-oh. The door opened. Accompanying it was the sound of a plastic binder hitting the floor. I don't understand. I nearly choked on Priscilla's saliva. Kent? What are you doing here? I was just grabbing some faxes. Our actions were completely obvious to Kent. This wasn't something we could explain away. The tabloids would soon have something to say about our head nurse and patient relationship. I was expecting him to stammer and run away in embarrassment, not tremble. I thought I locked the door. I have a skeleton key. What you're doing, it hurts a lot. I thought we were... Oh no. Now I understand. Priscilla needed to shut up before she made things worse. Oh. Acevedo did mention in his route that she had a boyfriend. Oh no. How about you turn that pain into pleasure if you join in our fun? Your fingers are more nimble than mine. Manson, you would not believe how good he is. I grimaced, avoiding Kent's gaze. On the contrary, Priscilla held her head strong as if she were a lawyer protecting her defendant. What's that look? I thought you knew I was a swinger. Are you going to report me? Kent shook his head. Giving us one final look, he stumbled out of the office, forgetting to pick up his binder. Really, I don't get why he was so upset. I'm certainly not. If it was any other man walking in, I would have laughed at the cuckoldry. But this was Scissor Man. As weird and pathetic as he was, I liked that guy. Not something I admit out loud, though, so even I was surprised by the words coming out of my mouth. What the hell, Priscilla? What the actual genuine hell? Huh? Kent was a good fuck, but we haven't banged in a while, so I thought our relationship was over. The only relationship I've been in were sex flings, but even I know that both partners have to agree to it. You think Kent crying is normal? Priscilla shrugged. Men these days. Who knows what's going through their heads? Give him some poo-tang and he falls heads over heels for you. It's almost clockwork. She wrapped one arm around me, the other one sneaking its way towards my crotch. 20 minutes ago, I've already been drooling, but now I felt insulted by the gesture. Does she not care? Want to go further? Yelling about sex has worked me up a little. No, not right now. You and Kent killed the mood. Aw, not you too. Let me be clear. I'm a free-spirited woman. I swing with who I want and when I want to. If you're expecting me to solely devote my body and time to Mr. Messy-haired Manson, you've been sorely mistaken. If you have a problem with that, then leave me be. You are but a drop in the bucket for the countless guys lined up for me. What previous or current partners of hers weren't of my concern, but her nonchalant attitude was bothering me. You're right. I can't stop you from swinging, because Lord knows I'm guilty of it too. I still want some time to think this over, though. Fair enough. Have fun, hon. Okay, this is giving me some flashbacks to a not so good time to my life. So this is the positive spin on it. Very good, relatable writing. That's the good, relatable writing. My stomach felt like a roller coaster, dipping up and down. The longer I sat in group therapy. I shouldn't be feeling this way. It's not my fault. I didn't know. Stomach, if you do any more loop-de-loops, I'll punch you. Sitting next to me was Kent. He seemed to be keeping it together well, happily discussing whatever it is therapy discusses. To appease my guilt, I made sure to apologize to Kent as soon as group therapy ended. Oh, I'm sorry you had to witness that. I didn't mean to get so emotional. You don't need to apologize. I must confide, the relationship between Priscilla and me has been on the rocks for a while. I'm busy, she's busy. It was only inevitable that we would find our separate ways. What's done is done. As long as you two are happy, then I'm happy. You sure? I didn't want to tear anything away from you. Yes, I'm sure. Besides, at least I still have my dearest friends, Jones and you. I always like to remain optimistic. Keeping a positive mindset is what we're teaching in group therapy anyways, so I must be the role model. Ah, jeez. I may not see his face, but I can tell from the tone of his voice he's barely holding back tears. Was he lying to make me feel better? I patted his back with the goofiest smile on my face. If I find any hot babes, I'll be sure to give you their number. Really? Really, there's no need. You'll change your mind after I bring you a whole harem. They don't call me Manson Wingman Moss for nothing. Ignore the middle name of my birth certificate. I haven't legally changed it yet. Now, I've had the feeling for a while now, but yeah, Kent is totally me. Kent is such a mood. Doc, I have a confession to make. I have a girlfriend. This was embarrassing to say out loud, especially after resolving Kent's prickly situation. However, I was doing this for a reason. Oh, congratulations. Who is it? Acevedo was sure to blow a gasket if he knew. I could hear the chastising already. Secret? It was fun at first, but I need some proper advice. I gotta ask, what does it mean to be in a relationship? Well, I have not been in one myself, but others have passed me anecdotes. Some would say care and companionship, others would say trust. Without either of those, it seems difficult to envision a continuing bond. Relationships go both ways. Both ways, huh? Communicate to her these ideas. What do you want out of your relationship? What about her? What do you see in the future? It may sound awkward to bring up, but for your sake, as well as for your girlfriend's, I recommend it. Please let me know how everything goes. I wish you two the best of luck. Advice fresh in mind, I started my hunt for Priscilla. What did I want? I guess companionship was nice. Spending time together and sex always made my day. Trust? Maybe there was some baseline level, but her not informing me about Kent did impact it some. Care? Now that I wasn't sure about for either of us. I originally wanted her for escaping. She wanted some boy toy relief. We could improve upon that as soon as we met again. I opened her office to find Priscilla looking like an explorer prepared to live in the Arctic, or some multicolored burrito. Buried under enough blankets? Nope. As Queen Regnant, I demand you bring me more. I thought when you're getting up there in age, you'd be feeling hot flip. If you finish that menopause joke, I'll gut you. The nurse sighed loudly and dipped her head in further into the mound. I'm really not in the mood, Manson. It's getting colder and all this metal inside me isn't having a blast from it. Metal? Yeah, metal. I opened the closet and pushed aside loads of my previous costumes to retrieve them. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was in a pretty bad motorcycle accident. Some drunk dumbass read a red light and collided with me and my mother. Oh shit. How do you think I felt? It was bad enough I couldn't walk for a couple of years. My least favorite set of wheels is a wheelchair. I'm fine now. My lower half is just held together by a dozen metal plates, so the FFA always gives me grief from setting off the metal detectors. Not to mention my legs hurt like a bitch when the temperature drops. But that's enough sappy bull. I'm freezing over here. Her bitter tone turned lighter as I tossed 2 more blankets over her. Now I could barely see the tip of her needle. I'm still cold. Warm me with your body, and be gentle. Letting the blankets fall, I saw an old faded gash running from her shoulders to her hips. How did you just now notice this? It was like a pink, multicolored snake choking her entire spine. She was definitely lucky to be able to walk. What's with that look of yours? I don't need any pity. I've dealt with it for years and sympathizers make me gag. Just treat me like the normal badass Priscilla you know. Again, this route is a lot more relatable in more ways than one, because I know a girl I was romantically involved with who had a very similar backstory, and we've had similar conversations. Fuck, dude. Sorry. Making sure not to perform any sudden movements, I gently laid my head upon her shoulders. We sat like this for a while, trapped in her fortress of blankets. Do you have any scars? Little gashes from fights and crawling through wire fences, but they're slowly fading over time. My surgeon tried her best with minimizing the scarring, but there's only so much you can do when your body is torn up as mine. Dr. Mala, the greatest but most frigid woman you'll ever meet. I wonder how she's faring. I've seen your scars because I was the one who redressed you when you first arrived. When I saw your scrawny body, my initial thought was to feed you a hamburger or two. I guess I have some parental instincts in me. Antonio spent forever with me practicing his lines for meeting you, since he had never seen such a bizarre case before. Her voice took a sudden deep turn as she wiggled about in her burrito. Good afternoon, Mr. Moss. Welcome to Clark County Psych Ward. How do you do, Manson? Lovely weather we're having. What's up? I love that dork. Reminiscing seemed to lift her mood as she stood up to stretch her arms. There we go. I'm feeling better. Kent used to do this to me, but you ain't half bad. Thank you for keeping me company. Now, if I could only have some black coffee. I care about you. Priscilla laughed and ruffled my hair. You're sweet, hon. The next day, I heard heavy rock music blasting from the nurse office. Opening the door, I found Priscilla violently mimicking an air guitar. We're not gonna take it anymore. My laughing caught her off guard. While she stopped her air guitar, she increased the volume of the record player. I'm sure everyone in the state knew what she was listening to. Wow, this band is awesome. Great taste, hon. Heavy metal is the patrician's genre. What's your favorite band? I'm not sure. I never exactly had access to music on the street. Yours? My favorite? You might as well be asking me my favorite animal. Alonica? Aloica instead of Metallica. Aloica, Megadix. I'm a supporter of all. If they go on tour or release a vinyl, I'm first in line. After the bar, the stadium is my third home, sweetie. Third home. But were they still using vinyls? Like weren't the 80s, like especially late 80s, like the cassette era, or was that more of a 90s thing? If Axl Rose signed my titties, I'd never watch them again. Music was another thing for us to bond over. It was like our rocky relationship dissipated. Maybe I could change my mind about our commitment. Hey, next time we go to the bar, let's do karaoke. Sure, but wouldn't it be wickedly awesome if we formed a band together? I can be the vocalist. I'm a great singer, don't you know? Prove it. Prepare to be floored. Ahem. You're just as soft as a lion tamed. You're just as wet as the evening rain. All of a sudden, dogs from the nearby neighborhood decided to be my backup singers. Shut up, you dumb animals! My singing makes grown men cry! Yeah, from pain. In another life, I would have founded a punk band. Pro-girl power, pro-men worshipping the ground I tread upon. There's nothing stopping you from starting now. I'll be your first groupie. Though it would be cute to be a vocalist while Randall's the guitarist and Kent works the synth, I lack the motivation. It's more fun to kick back drunk and listen to others. But since you planted the idea in me, let's go to the bar right now. Hell yeah! But can I wear an outfit that doesn't scream, I'm an escaped lunatic? Prime ribis. A t-shirt was chucked in my face. I put it on. I'm so glad we share sizes. Prime ribis? They suck. Not exactly heavy metal, but accurately describing what genre Prime ribis is describes PhD in music. Yoo-hoo! What now? We're on an adventure. Manson doesn't have a driver's license and my bike can't carry all three. Ah, Randy, you have a truck. Randall here was almost pulled over for a DUI if not for my flashing skills. So he's in the doghouse for being our designated driver. Don't remind me. Sun's out, guns out. Hell yeah. We piled into Randall's truck and headed straight for the Happy Cock. The same bartender was there as always. I got beer, Priscilla got a margarita, Randall got a refreshing glass of water. Oh, okay, that caught me off guard. He looked less than pleased. Oh yeah, he's the designated driver, duh. Are you having a great time, Mr. Grump? I'm not a grump. You totally are, Grumpy Bear. If you weren't, then smile, smile. Come on, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Oh, are those beautiful pearly whites I see peeking? I'm not listening. She elbowed him several times until they both chuckled. There we go. There's the smile I know, darling. It's too good to keep hidden. Fine, you win. I couldn't remember how many drinks we had, but it wasn't enough. We were so naughty, we slipped Randall some. Do you know what they call a cigarette in England? No, what? A fag. Fags are what I love. I'm a hopeless fag myself. Again, for the record, I'm referring to the cigarette. I am not being a slur. I'm not saying a slur. Eh? Then why are you going around and banging me? Your crotch is so hairy that I first mistook you for a man. I don't mind. Ass is ass after all. Priscilla snorted and karate chopped me on the head. During my nursing years, I may have swam around with dykes. Puss is puss, and boy, I was drowning in those damn dykes. Randall, laugh at our puns. You refused to indulge your stupidity, and instead you continued drinking. Wait, is the D word actually a pun? I gotta look that up. Okay, so it is a pun, but it's not necessarily for nursing related. I may have swam around. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so the pun works. Whoa, settle down, partner. Don't deep throat that bottle. Unless you're into deep throating. I didn't know you were bi-curious. Be nice. Hey, did you know that Randall and I go way, 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 way back? Mr. Grump over here used to be the cutest thing, and I was the cooler, taller one. Lies. All lies. I think you've had enough to drink. No. We did everything together. Climb trees, play in the woods, swim in the lake. Hey, you loved that forest nearby my house, didn't you? Randall nodded. And when we came back all muddy and scratched up, we got a stern talking to by our parents. They took photos. I remember. Far, far too many. Practically an album. Remember that time when you were playing with my dolls? No. He was being a liar now. Your face in that picture was timeless. They were getting old to look at, so I tossed them out years ago. We were such dumb kids. You... what? Despite denying his involvement in Priscilla's childhood antics, he stood up with clenched fist. Was it really such a big deal? Yes, it was! You don't even know? Whoopsie. They're gone forever! You want to get rid of those memories? Randall, chill out. People are staring. You were never like this as a kid. What happened to you? Life happened. I don't want to be a nostalgia-sucking stick in the mud like you become. I moved on. You didn't. The syringe and gunhead looked ready to throttle each other any second, but Randall decided it wasn't worth it by seizing his coat and keys. I'm out. Fine then. See if I care. Once she finished her glass, she ordered one after the other until she finally fell over. I was only in the mood to drink one more. It wasn't a big deal. Priscilla drunkenly threw her arm upwards, nearly smacking me. Hey, I'm trying to help you, you know. I don't need any stinking help. You're in no shape to make it back to the ward. And if you're gonna keep stumbling, take off your heels. She's wearing heels with that outfit? She's wearing heels with a casual outfit? Okay. Dipshit took the truck. I know, that wasn't cool. There's a bus stop ahead. I dragged her inside, where she put minimal effort into collapsing onto the seat and instead shoved her head into my shoulder. You believe me about Randall, don't you? How should I know? I go by, I don't care because I have more important shit to worry about. I didn't care much about my childhood. But actively trashing the book and laughing about it? Isn't that a little overboard? It wasn't enough. I should stop talking with your drunk self. We're here. That'll be $20. That much? Does it look like a trip to the candy store, pal? Pulled out wads of bills from Priscilla's wallet, not even thinking about the amount I was passing the driver. Man, I sure could use some for myself. She was too drunk to notice or remember. Without guilt, I shoved a sliver of the cash down my pockets. I'll fax her an invoice as soon as I give access to the printer again. Bus driver stared at the rest of the green glob in his hand, but nodded his head so he could leave. Yeah, keep the change, pal. Come on, Priscilla. I really don't have the strength to drag you back to your office. I took her keys and unlocked the door. He's being trustworthy with the keys? Swaying and mumbling as I snuck back into my room. He is actually being trustworthy with the keys. Wow, that is character development. Manson, what happened last night? Randall was hours late to work today and won't open the door with security. You were drunk and... Must I be the one to break the news? Talk with him to yourself. Can you at least come with me? Maybe he'll open up if he hears your voice. I followed her and knocked on the heavy door. Go away. This is important. Priscilla wants to apologize. Would you stop wallowing in your own pity for once? You treat everything as an offense against you. For a so-called manly man, you're so thin-skinned. No response. Well, I never needed him anyway. She kicked the door, leaving a heel print embedded. It was like looking at a split image of myself. The arguing, the flippant behavior, the secondhand embarrassment was turning my face red. So this is what my actions look like to everyone else? I couldn't believe it. Yeah, sometimes you just need that outside perspective. I needed to do some soul searching and some damn therapy with Acevedo. We found ourselves smoking on the roof. I shouldn't have agreed, but I did it anyway. You're awfully quiet today, hon. Was it because of yesterday? Jeez, you're seriously attached to the past, too. This isn't the first time I've slipped from an old friend. I'm quite the resilient lady. You can have fun without We can have fun without Randall. Priscilla's cigarette dropped to the floor. Shit. Oh my god, shit. I looked where Priscilla was pointing. On the ground level was a small black mass by the parking lot. I think an animal was hit. Oh no. Oh no. She sprinted down the stairs and I followed in pursuit. She was right. There was a tiny... Oh no. Why did it have to be a kitten? Why did it have to be a kitten? There was a tiny kitten that looked like a broken and bleeding leg. I'd never seen her shaking and panicking before. The skin was as pale as a syringe. Manson, it's still alive. We're taking it for help this second. Emergency situation. We'll be right back. Security watched as I rushed in and out of my bedroom to grab a blanket and a box. What kind of monster would abandon a baby animal here? The cloth was raggedy and the material itchy, but it was the best I could do to swaddle the kitten. It mewed and squirmed in protest, which had me all the more concerned if I was holding the animal correctly. Christ. Times like this, I wish I brought my four-wheeler. I'm sure I pass a vet clinic on my way to work. Where is it? She suddenly slammed on the brakes, nearly throwing me out of my seat. We're here. Hurry. Seeing how it was an emergency, people stepped away for us to enter. We laid the kitten on the table while the veterinarian ran a stethoscope over her. Doc, is it gonna live? Not only has she lost a lot of blood and broke a bone, she's battling an infection. I can't guarantee, but we'll keep her here and closely monitor her. Excuse me, ma'am. Does the cat have a name? It's Molly, after my mother. With nothing else we could do, we left. Priscilla was reticent the entire way back. Don't talk to me. Just don't. Just about every day, Priscilla was picking a fight with a new person. Several dozen volts running through your brain should fix you. Or maybe you'd prefer a lobotomy. You're seriously threatening a patient? Consider yourself lucky that I don't hit women. Priscilla, that's enough. Marcy, back off. Heiko and I dragged away our prospective partners. I could pull the greatest prank right now, shutting down the ward's power, blame it on a freak storm, maybe burn the place to the goddamn ground. Priscilla, did you hit your head? What has gotten into you? This is not like you at all. I have a lot on my mind and even more on my plate. You're either with me or against me. What are you? With you, but stop fucking being like this. You're a twerp who hardly knows me. Go away. I feel like a fool. Everything is out of whack. She's hot one day, cold the other. Have you talked it out? Maybe, but it doesn't seem like she cares about me anymore. It's exhausting. Be more open, since communication is important in a relationship. Think about her reasoning behind her actions. Empathy is critical in a time like this. I'll offer you advice, but I can't forever be a middleman, Mr. Moss. Speak of the devil. Miss Priscilla, what if I told you about barging into my sessions without warn... Me. We scram out of here now. You are unbelievably immature. I am not. You despise me, plain and simple. Priscilla, you will know without a doubt that is not true. I didn't need your lame chumps anyway. Manson, I'm sorry you witnessed that. Miss Priscilla is a complicated character who certainly marches to the beat of her own drum. I don't despise anyone, but I do wish she could regulate her emotions better. She thinks it's acceptable to flirt with me or disrupt my therapy. She may be joking or not, but she fails to realize how she impacts others. No way, she's flirted with you, Dr. Uptight? It was impolite of me to mention that out loud. Just like I ironed my wrinkled shirts, I swiftly reject any of her arising sentiments. She is a good acquaintance with whom we have shared many working years together, but an acquaintance nonetheless. I offer the same advice with Priscilla as I do with your girlfriend. Be direct with your communication. Has he really not figured it out, or is that thought just really not crossed his mind? Remember what Doc said, be direct. The woman was easy to track down this time. Rock music from the nurse's office was blasting even louder as she was throwing stuff from her desk onto the floor. Priscilla! Priscilla, stop! My voice was barely heard above the ear-shattering music. I stomped to the record player to stop it. Priscilla, I just want to have a serious discussion about our relationship. What are we? Why have you been acting so strange? I don't want to hear this. Prissy, please. Shut up! Shut up! I don't want to hear you talking. Jeez. Before I knew it, I was on the ground while she was towering above me, removing her panties. What are you doing? You like this? I like this. What's the problem? Just sit back and enjoy the ride. Oh, jeez. Gasps of pain could be heard between her moaning. I will always remain in control. I am powerful. I had never seen her this enraged before, screaming her mantra. Damn it, Priscilla, I'm more than a sex toy. Will you listen to me for 1 second? I may joke, but even I want something emotional out of this. If you keep coping with your problems using sex, you're going to be my next door neighbor. And let me tell you, the arts and crafts here are not fun. I'm worried about you. Just spend the night with me and let's talk. With a groan, she walked into my bedroom and collapsed onto the bed. She looked spent. I laid down beside her. You don't seem too mad after being suddenly pummeled and dominated. I've had worse happen to me. I'm sorry for treating you like garbage again. In case you haven't noticed, I've never been a touchy-feely person. Can I at least hug you? Sure, whatever. As long as this isn't frequent. I held the woman from behind and nuzzled my head against her shoulders. Her needle darted around, unsure of how to respond to my affection, but eventually relaxed. We quietly embraced for some time before my partner began sniffling. But I'm so worried about that damn kitten fighting for its life. Death spooks me, like genuinely terrifies me to my core. Life can be ripped away so easily. If it could happen to my parents, it could happen to me. What if I get into another wreck? What if my rotten heart finally gives up on me? I worry about my mortality far more than anyone I know. It's probably better for me to talk it out, but I find sex helps me relax and takes my mind off things instead. No heartbreak when you're having fun, am I right? I don't want anyone close taken away from me again. That's why I won't be marrying or having kids. Even thinking about that little kitty's tearing my soul apart. I can understand that. I wouldn't be a good dad anyways, because I'd just be like my own. I weakly laughed. Do you know why I prefer having sex with men? There's far less responsibility, strings attached, and zero chance of pregnancy. Women have these peculiar things called standards that us men are unfamiliar with. Yeah, yes. I would have permanently tied my tubes, but this old body couldn't handle any more invasive surgeries. I don't know what I'd do if I got pregnant. The nurse began shaking again. Hey, that's why you're on the pill, right? As much as I whine about condoms, I could wear them for you. You're gonna be okay, Priscilla, I promise. If you're a fighter, then that kitten is a fighter. Let's visit it tomorrow and give it some well-due encouragement. I appreciate you listening to this fool. We spooned until we both fell asleep. Acevedo may have disliked her smoky stench, but I found it comforting. As soon as we woke up, we sped to the vet clinic. Priscilla was nearly forming a groove in the floor from how hard she was pacing. Eventually, we were called in to find, just as I predicted, a sleepy kitten. And here she is. Molly will have to wear a cast for another 2 weeks, but otherwise she's healed up and good to go. Oh, thank God she pulled through. The woman cooed as the black kitten licked her hand. People say black cats are nothing but bad luck, but Molly has only been good luck. Yeah, as a black cat owner myself, yeah. I mean, granted, Pepper is a total brat, as anyone who knows her can tell you, but she is such a sweetheart. I hate to admit it, but I've fallen in love with her. I want to adopt her. I was never comfortable with owning a pet because of how short they live. I never gave a reptile a chance either because it's cruel that it'll outlive me. That's why I heavily prefer humans. But still, she needs a mama. Then by proxy, that made me a papa. We were cat parents. After signing some forms, we were free to go with her. Priscilla was positively giddy. On our ride home, we stopped to pick up cat supplies. Let's see, food, a litter box. I wish the cats used the toilet like humans. If Molly was a dog, you'd have to take her outside for a dump. Imagine being with her at 3 a.m. in the winter. How delightful. You made your point, Einstein. Hurry up. These bags are getting heavy. Isn't this Acevedo's house? Okay, I know we're reusing assets here, but this is Acevedo's house. Similar to her office, Priscilla's apartment was messy beyond belief. The sink was brimming full of dishes and the ashtrays choked with old cigarette butts. She kicked aside some jackets to lay down the cat carrier. If only Acevedo knew about the way the nurse lived. Yeah, I wasn't expecting any guests. I'll try to clean up. Do you want any coffee? I usually make it black. While I was about to say yes, I thought about the state of her sink. I shook my head. We sat down on the couch, taking in the adorable scene. It was obvious the kitten was curious about her new environments, but due to her mobility situation, decided to sit and sniff the air. Priscilla's walls were covered in music posters, and even more bands that I'd never heard of. Some of them looked foreign. I can't thank you enough for the help. Listen, I have 2 tickets for a concert tomorrow. It's in the next town over. Originally, I was planning to go with Randall, but he doesn't want to talk with me. Same with Kent. So, are you interested? Give me a second chance, please. Let me make it up to you. I scratched the kitten's chin, watching her purr even louder. Wow, she really liked this. If I completely cut things off with Priscilla, I would never see this cutie again. Okay, one more chance. Well, I mean, his motives are not exactly the best, but at the same time, I get it. We drove off on Priscilla's motorcycle, but I didn't cling to her torso as tightly as I usually did. We passed farmland after farmland before reaching a city. The ward was the tallest building in Clark County, but it paled in comparison to the skyscrapers towering above us. I have no idea where we are. And ditto. Aren't you supposed to know where you're going? They're your tickets. Well, you could help too. Read this map. Priscilla shoved... Wait, they're on a motorcycle? They're reading a map? Priscilla shoved the paper map in my face. You should do it. I'll see if I can ask someone where the stadium is. Why me? What's wrong? Can't map your way out of a wet paper bag? Doesn't make sense to you? You read the map. You read the map. My tone was harsher than it meant to be. The nurse snorted. Nah, indulge me. Couple of tough words on the page. Good old Manny needs help reading from Miss Prissy. Is she suggesting what I'm thinking? I can't read, okay? I admitted it. Now tell me what it says so we can leave this place quicker. Priscilla stood agape briefly before doubling over, slapping her knees and laughing. You can't read. Good joke, good joke. It does explain why it took us a million years to get through the paperwork on your arrival. Once she finished belting out her guffaws, she met me, eyed a frowning eye. Oh, wait, you're serious? Let me laugh even harder. My fist trembled, trying to hold in the absolutely irresistible thought of socking her in the face. I'd be no better than her if I did that. Oh, my sides. I'm gonna break a rib. No? Didn't you think it was funny? You're an adult who can't read. How did you make it this far in life? Before, we went back and forth like dopes with mutual mocking jabs, but this? How can she be this calloused? It's not funny. She never ever cared about me. I see why Kent and Randall don't talk to her anymore. Now when it's happening to me. I've had enough. I stormed off with Priscilla trail behind me. Hey, where are you going? I don't know where the concert is either. You're going to get lost even more. If you're going to continuously be rude and put me down, I'm out of here. Priscilla, I've tried having an open mind as long as I could stand it. Time and time again, we've proved we're toxic to each other. I can't help you until you help yourself. I want to take a break from our relationship. A long, permanent break. Fine. You'll be missing out on a great show, Mr. Dropout. I didn't need you anyway. I can have fun all by myself. Her howling fit was getting horribly on my nerves. I even held down my barrage of cusses and insults, just screaming to be hurled at her. I will not stoop to her level. Again, this is being very relatable. Very, 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 very relatable. I 1000% understand Manson's pain. I bit my tongue, refusing to turn around. But it wasn't that easy to get away. These alleyways were practically a labyrinth, even worse than the ward. Priscilla's grumbling voice and footsteps echoed around me, though she was nowhere in sight. I wanted to get as far away from her as possible. Freezing wind howled past me, causing me to rub my arms and cling tighter to my shirt. But 3 new footsteps approached. Were they other lost people too? No, they're furniture women, aren't they? Oh, hello. Oh, hello there. That's a nice purse you own. Thug. Why don't you hand it over to us, Miss Gorgeous? Choke on your own blood. You'll never get it. Click. That sounded like a switchblade. Should I repeat myself? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm helping. And yeah, if her life's in danger, I'm helping her. She may be a selfish idiot, but her attitude is going to get her killed. I turned around, running straight towards the sounds. Surrounding her were 3 men, their object heads all bad news. Hey, leave her alone. Oh, a little rat wants to come out and play? They didn't look tough. I could take them on. Throwing all caution to the wind, I barreled straight towards them. Manson, no! Gunshot was the last thing I heard before the world turned black. Well, shit. Well, shit, I tried to do the right thing. I tried to do the right thing, and that's the reward I get. Well, fuck me. Okay, well, fuck, I guess I'm leaving. I couldn't feel anything but bitterness gnawing me. This is what she deserved. She totally had it coming. Maybe she could annoy her thieves to death. Eh! Ow! Stop putting up a fight. This is your last warning. Okay, here. That's a good girl. Acevedo? Hey! A familiar voice came from around the corner. Acevedo was stomping past me, his arms holding several stuffed paper bags. Yeah, this is the same neighborhood, I guess. He needed to get out of here. It was too dangerous. We made eye contact for a second, but his mission was to set the speed walking around the corner to meeting face to face with 3 men and a shaking Priscilla being held up against the wall. Without hesitation, Acevedo laid his groceries on the ground and pulled out the device from one of his bags. I'm going to call the police. Whew, would you look at that? A cellular phone. Aren't you a wealthy one? Why don't you hand that over too? 911, I'd like to report the rob. Ah, he wasn't kidding. The 3 thugs ran off, still holding onto Priscilla's purse. No! Acevedo looked conflicted. You could see the gears in his head turning, deciding whether to stay with us or chase down the thugs. Instead, he sighed and continued the call, explaining what happened. Okay, thank you. Manson, Priscilla, what are you 2 doing out this late? Better yet, why aren't you at the ward? Well, are you going to answer? With all her eyes on her, Priscilla stumbled towards the wall and vomited, her body violently heaving. Ugh. I'm sorry. I was so scared. I couldn't do a single thing. That wasn't the Priscilla I knew. I'm supposed to be the tough one. Nothing ever gets in my way. Those pigs took my keys, my wallet. Oh, they took everything. Ugh. For the first time in my life, I saw the cool, feisty Priscilla break down crying. Acevedo stopped frowning and ran to attend to her. It's extraordinarily lucky to find you, but I'm sorry I couldn't get to you quick enough. I live in this town and was doing some late-night meal preparation when I heard voices. How am I going to get home now? Well, I'm not leaving you out in the street. Let me help you to the car, dear. Okay. She leaned on him for support as she walked to his not-too-far-away car. Acevedo put his... Wait, is Manson here? Acevedo put his groceries in the backseat of Priscilla in the front. Without a click of the engine, we were off. Okay. Yeah. The car pulled off into the main street, where we heard loud cheering and music. So that's where the stadium was. Though too late to do anything about it now. It passed in the blink of an eye. Once we were on the highway, Acevedo continued his conversation. I promised I won't ask why you 2 were outside, but I am upset. What if you were seriously hurt? Or worse? But why did you do this for me? You are being mugged. What did you expect? Did you expect me to stand there and watch? Yes. Where on earth did you get that mentality? Absolutely not. Even after everything I've said and done, don't you hate me? Frustrated, yes, but I don't hate you at all, Miss Priscilla. I huffed and stared out the window, and in the reflection I still could see Priscilla sniffling and wriggling her hands. Personally, if you would like someone to talk about this, come to me. Professionally, I can recommend you other therapists who would be good. I swear I'm not normally like this. I'm powerful. I'm in control. I wholeheartedly believe you. Anyone in your position would have given what the criminals wanted, even me. It was terrifying. I've never had a knife pulled out on me or pinned against a wall. I should have had my mace on me, but I came straight from the ward. I was all alone. Alone? Manson, is that why you were so far away? Did you know what was happening around the corner? Things happened. And you hurt her and did nothing about it? You should be ashamed. I tried! What do you want from me? I tried to help. I tried. What? I'm sorry. No. Huh? It was all my fault this happened. How so? Things happened. With neither Priscilla nor I wanting to talk about it further, Acevedo again sighed. We arrived at the ward, and Acevedo unlocked the doors for us. The nurse rubbed her arms, carefully crafting what to say next. Please, don't tell anyone about this, okay? Don't worry, I won't. The two hugged. Thank you, Antonio. You're the best. Have a good night, you two. And please, no more fighting. Work together for my sake and sanity. Yes, Antonio. Yes, Doc. He drove away. I was exhausted from all these events, so I went back to bed. I presume Priscilla returned to her office. So, you might have guessed by now, but my secret mysterious girlfriend was Priscilla. Acevedo rubbed his temples for what felt like an eternity. I should have known. It explains both of your behavior over the past several months. And I should have told you sooner. On a scale of 1 to 10, how mad are you at us? Disappointed is an understatement. However, I'm not mad. I'm just glad both of you are safe and sound. I owe a lot of people apologies. I concur. Both of your recklessness impacted multiple people, so you should own up to your mistakes. You're right. I'll track her down. Best of luck, Mr. Moss. Remember, communication. The next few days were surprisingly quiet, with Priscilla nowhere to be found. Every time I thought I saw a syringe poking around a corner, it was a lamp, a pole, or anything other than that quirky lady. My frustration finally wore off too, but it was for the best that we didn't interact. Who knew how things could go this time? I decided to follow Acevedo's advice and apologize. Kent was my first target. Are you, doing alright after you and Priscilla broke up? I am. I found a new partner. Jones and I took the next step and began dating. Once he checks himself out, we'll be moving in together. Sweet. You guys really love each other, huh? Yes. We've been such good friends for the past few years that it was only natural progression of things. Sorry for all the trouble, especially the wedgie I gave you. It wasn't that bad. Okay, I hope Jones was as good as it as I was. May we never speak of the incident again. After a comfy hug, I stood up, ready to hunt down Randall. Corner of my eye, I spotted Priscilla bashfully hiding behind the door frames. She slunk away before I could say anything. While grouchy at first, Randall eventually conceded to my apology storm. All he needed was time. She's right in that I shouldn't be such a stick in the mud. But what can you do except move forwards? I'll get good at it one day. I accepted his head pat. Manson Moss, Kent Goodman, Randall Anderson, and Antonio Acevedo, please report to the nurse's office. Walking through the office, we found Priscilla hunched in a chair. Though we had an inkling of what we were gathered for, we weren't expecting her to have such a sullen expression. This isn't easy for me, but I'd at least like to make an effort. I owe all of you an explanation. Pull up a chair, because this is a shamefully long story. Did I ever tell you guys the reason I became a nurse? After my accident, I wanted to look at more people fucked up than me. It didn't matter who or what, as long as I felt better about my miserable self. Kent, I was so blinded by my own selfishness that I thought you saw our relationship the way I did, a fun little fling. I wasn't invested, so you wouldn't be either, right? No, I was wrong. Terribly wrong. Randy, I didn't treat you like the lifelong friend that you were. The guard nodded. Same for you, Manson. I was insensitive and laughed at what made me laugh, even if that stung. You were right, Antonio. I was immature. I was a bad influence on others. By the time I realized all these negative traits about me, I drove away everyone dear to me. She fell to her knees, head and palms firmly planted on the floor. Look, guys, I'm sorry. So sorry for everything I've inflicted upon you. With every word, her voice cracked, eventually becoming all-out sobbing. I was a fool who took everything for granted. I deserve contempt. This will hardly make up for these terrible buds, but I'll try anyway. Uh-oh. Sorry. More sorry than I could ever imagine. Before my very eyes, a black curly mass of hair materialized. It was fluffy enough to sink a hand into it. That's Priscilla's hair. And face. Christ, my back. I extended my hand. Wow, she actually, again, she doesn't look how I expected, but she actually looks nice. She looks nice. I extended my hand out, meeting the gaze of those beautiful eyes, ruby in color. Don't worry, I accept your apology. Wow, she's adorable. she's actually freaking adorable. She actually kind of does look like a female Manson. I don't know how intentional that was, but yeah, she actually does kind of look like a female Manson. Once I helped her up, I brought her into a tight hug. And me. Me too. Likewise. Thank you. That was enough catharsis for several lifetimes. I loved her devilish hair, her scars, her fiery eyes. Everything about her screamed cool. Everyone around me also had their human heads. I couldn't help but cry as they all joined in the hug. My nightmare was finally over. Eventually, my friends filed out except for Priscilla and me. Can we talk on the roof, hon? Privately? Sure. Are we still together? I already said I forgave you, but I'd like to go back to being just friends. Understood. Anyone would have to be a true masochist to stand me. Priscilla sighed, lighting both of our cigarettes. I live a long life, kid. You'll never know when you'll die. It could be a year, in a week, the next hour. It's the same way with other people. My father died on the front lines of Korea. He was a brave man, but when the draft came, I never had the proper chance to say goodbye. The letter of his death came back only a year later. After my mother's and my accident, I still remember waking up in my hospital bed, wondering why her bed was suddenly empty. She took a long, long puff of her cigarette, already digging into her purse to fetch another one. From the rooftop, we had a perfect view of the sunset. People always told me, "You're such a beautiful woman, Priscilla. Why do you want a job when your husband will provide for you? When will you settle down and have children?" I had to fight for so many years to get in this position. I don't want to be remembered as a housewife and fade into obscurity. I want to be independent, live life my way, and go out with no regrets. Well, of course, I still need to do my job and uphold the peace, but you know what I mean. Why did you pretend to be my girlfriend if you're not into romance? It was fun, I guess. I love to live in the present, seeing what life throws at me, and I do admire a handsome man right next to me giving me attention. I'm aware that I'm not a perfect person, but hey, you had fun with me too. We'll have many great memories of non-stop arguments, sass, and being smacked around by Acevedo. I chuckled. The second finished cigarette fell to the ground, put out by her heels. The only light now were the stars climbing the sky and the street lights across the edge of the parking lot. At least you taught me how to be more understanding. I wasn't even gonna accept your apology at first. Yeah, that. With how I live on the edge, I've been tossing relationships and friendships away like pieces of candy. Till there was no one but myself because I thought I could find someone else. Only now have I realized how much you, Randall, Acevedo, and Kent have meant to me. I'll make sure to cherish the brief moments we have on this planet. Shouldn't have been this late, but I have a thick skull. Shouldn't have been this late, but I have a thick skull if you couldn't tell. It's high time I start working on my personal problems. Think Acevedo could use another customer? With a groan, she stretched her shoulder and leaned over to pat me on the back. I just now got that connection. Saying how he talked about how she couldn't stretch very far, but despite her figure. Yeah, I just now got it. It was because of her back scar. I just now got that. We walked back towards the door, and a nearby light reflected on her eyes. They were sparkling more than ever. Oh, she's got the sharp teeth. Nice. Hey, you're a cool kid for listening. Stick with me, okay? When you leave this crummy place, call me. I could use a roommate. Eventually, the ward returned to normalcy. Priscilla made sure to pitch in helping. Of course, we couldn't forget our group movie nights. The acting in this film sucked. That's B movies for you. Say cheese. Randall and I turned our heads to be blinded by a white flash. Once I develop these photos, we can make a new scrapbook. What do you think, Randy? As long as you took my good side. I stuck 2 fingers behind Randall's head to make bunny ears. He began chuckling. Alright, a new scrapbook sounds good. Cheese. One area she was improving was facilitating group therapy. Though she was tapping her feet impatiently, she remained steadfast and talked to the people in her circle. I'm sure you all don't want to hear a bunch of sappy bull, but learn to appreciate the things you have. What is important is to realize your mistakes don't define who you are. Kent and I gave her a thumbs up. This is why I leave group therapy to you, honey boo. For our next therapy session, Acevedo brought in Priscilla. She and I sat down on the couch, grazing hands. See, a cool detail, I don't know how easy this would be to implement, but a cool detail would be that if you had already like unlocked a character's good ending and had seen their face before, that their faced sprite would appear in a next route. That would be a cool addition. Because yeah, I've already seen Acevedo's route, so I know how he looks. So yeah, that would be a cool detail. Like yeah, so if his face sprite was here right now. I don't wish to reiterate what I have chastised you and him in private, but instead present a new facet. Through all the trouble you have caused, you've also grown. I will admit, I am proud of your developed maturity and integrity. He walked to a nearby table and began signing a form. You're mature enough to spread your wings. Be good, you two. We will. We were brought into another hug. The doctor was really good at these. I packed my bags and strutted into the nurse's office. Well, look what the cat dragged in. Haven't I heard this before? Maybe. All ready, set to go? That was quick. You're my driver, so I'm free to leave whenever you are. I didn't have much stuff, unless you want to take any of the costumes home. My name is practically embroidered under the dresses. We made our way down to the entrance. Couldn't believe it was autumn already. I took a deep breath of the cool air and admired the red and yellow trees. Finally, I was free. Randall, Acevedo, and Kent joined us in the wave goodbye. Take care, sir. It was nice knowing you. Bye. You were cool. Oh, Antonio, I'll pass along any of the freshest Manson gossip. That won't be necessary, unless he avoids his medication. I won't. Don't blab, Prissy. The woman's motorcycle was already revving. Get on. My arms wrapped around her, as if I'd never let her go. I nuzzled my head against her fluffy hair. For my first action as a freed man, I'm going to burn this stupid ward outfit. Itchy clothes be gone. I'm glad we got to see this variant. Graha! Arson is always fun in my book. I'm so glad we got to see that variant. And we drove off, never to return. And now our epilogue. Yeah, what's with the cricket uniform? Wait, that's not cricket. Cricket's a different sport. What sport am I thinking of? Yeah, what sport am I thinking of? And I'm pretty sure it also starts with a C. Thus, our life together began. Not only were we best roommates, we were good friends with benefits. Oh my god, and they were roommates. We shared everything: the bed, the clothes, even toothpaste. If I came home to find Priscilla with a hunky man, as long as I had a turn with his rear end, everything went swimmingly. While Priscilla remained as a head nurse, I sold used cars. I had the natural charisma for it. Prissy, I have returned. I'm busy. Bikes and Babe is on their 5th season finale. This damn show never ends, but always finds a way to grip my attention. The woman is laying on the couch watching TV. Her legs splayed for the nicest view. Molly was peacefully sleeping next to her. Aww. The kitty had fully recovered by now, and when wasn't running around causing chaos, loved to nap near Priscilla. Again, that's black cats for you. Nice legs. What time do they open? Whoops, I forgot. They're always open. Didn't you just get home? With a cackle, she chucked a pillow at me, but I ducked in the nick of time. Nice aim. Thanks. I've been working out. By the way, I bought some beer today. Feel free to help yourself to some. I walked to the fridge and grabbed a bottle. I sat next to her, making sure Molly had enough room to not have her sleep disturbed. Yep, that's a cat odor in a nutshell. Priscilla still had her legs slayed wide open. I see you staring, hon. You want something? One of my fingers slightly stroked her inner thighs. I'm in a baby-making mood. Oh, fuck off. You know I'm kidding, roomie. Mm-hmm. It'll either be my mouth or nothing, hon. The bedroom? Great way to end the story. Priscilla combed back her hair before wrapping her mouth. Oh, yeah, great way to end the story. By the time I recovered and was able to stand again, Priscilla walked out only dressed in a towel. Shower's open. There should still be hot water. Thanks. By the way, scrub up good, because I have some outfits I want you to put you in. Roomie. Should I be afraid? Super duper cute. Tons of bows, pink, frills, and I'll laugh at your humiliation if you try them on first. Is that a challenge? Think I can't wear such a thing? Hun, you don't know me. So a yes then? I bet I'll look better in them than you. No, I will. No, me. Oh, you want to go? Yes, I do. Haha, bring it. Bring ending 13. Hello, nurse. That's great. That was great. Honestly, yeah. Like, granted, I've only done 2 routes so far, but yeah, I honestly do think Priscilla's was a lot better, in my opinion. Like, again, they were both good, they were both great, but yeah, again, Priscilla's was a lot more relatable, in more ways than one. But, and overall was a good story, and very good character growth. Very good character growth. And again, human Priscilla is actually a lot cuter than I was expecting her to look. But yes, that'll do it for this episode. This was a good one. This was absolutely a good one. I'm absolutely looking forward to see the rest we have to offer. But I'm gonna cut it here. I am sweating my ass off because I've been recording for 2.5 hours. I've been talking for 2.5 hours. I need to chill. But this was great. Can't wait to get this edited, uploaded, and I just can't wait to keep playing. So that'll do it for me, and I will catch you all next time. Take care.